This week, we're going to continue working on these folios. I've broken down the videos into different types of adhesive, so if you want to see this with double-sided tape, check out video number 2. And if you want to see this with ATG or tape runner, check out video number 3. In this video, we're going to finish up the folio with liquid glue. While you're here, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. And let me know in the comments, what's your experience with liquid glue? Do you have a favorite brand? Now, on with the crafting. All right, this is the one that we used liquid glue on, and we're going to continue with liquid glue. For this one, I'm going to set aside the pieces we don't need immediately. So today's supply list, we're going to need, in terms of solid cardstock, we're going to need 6 pieces at 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. That is these pieces right here. We need 6 pieces at 2 3/4 by 4 inches, and that is these pieces right here. This is pattern paper, obviously. We need pattern paper. We need 2 pieces at 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, and 6 pieces at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 1/2. We're going to set these pieces aside here, this pattern paper, and we are going to score our waterfall pieces. So we're going to arrange this on our scoreboard. This is the 3 1/2 inch section, and we are going to score this at 1/2 inch. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to score this at 3 inches here. Just because I know this scoreboard, and it's not necessarily, I have issues when I score it at 1/2 inch here, so I'm going to score it at 3 inches. And I'm going to repeat that for all 6. Okay, here's where my camera so rudely quit filming. I lined the scored and folded waterfall pieces up along the interior cover to help keep the waterfall aligned straight. And then after I had the waterfall all glued down, I went in and I added these, I think these are 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 inch. Laid these over the top just to cover the flap of the waterfall. Then I discovered the mats for the waterfall closure. I cut them too short. The measurements that I gave you at the beginning of the video are correct. I just brain farted and cut them 1/2 inch too short. Because I knew I was going to be adding magnets to the closure, I matted these lower 5 sections of the waterfall first and left this part uncovered. So that's why you're about to see this uncovered. Now we join the video at the point of adding the magnets. Okay, so what I was saying before my camera so rudely cut me off was that what we're going to do, we're going to put some magnets down here. And then we're going to put magnets on over here so that they will magnetize closed, and then we'll put an embellishment over here to cover the magnets. And we'll put a double-sided embellishment on to cover that up. And these magnets are really, really tiny, so we're going to use 4 of them for this closure. I would recommend double checking the diameter of your magnets when you're ordering on Amazon. Just FYI. All right, I stepped away for a sec to do some die cutting, and I'm gonna use this die set. It's the first time I've actually used this die set. I just got it. This is the brand name here. I'm not sure the name of the set, but I'll link to it in the description box below. I bought it off of Amazon recently. And I took advantage of the opportunity to go ahead and also, as I was cutting those larger postage stamp style die cuts, to go ahead and cut some of the smaller ones. And that's what we're going to use to deal with the shortfall here, because it probably should have actually been about a 1/2 inch, maybe even an inch longer. So let's go ahead and see which one we like for this one. Try to eyeball the center here. That's going to be about where I want it. Keeping all of that in frame is going to be a challenge right there. All right. Now I'm actually not going to try to add the magnets with glue. That would be more of a challenge than I'm ready to accept. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay down some ATG tape right there. Take the first magnet and I'm going to lay it down right about there. The second magnet, yeah, these are teeny tiny little magnets. You will probably want magnets that are at least twice that size. And on this side, what do we want? Don't want to use the snowflake pattern again. Now we can use the deer pattern. Or we can use the trees. Which one do I want? Let's use the trees. That's going to be the bottom, so we want the bottom of the trees facing that way. We're gonna line this up. How's that look on that side? And probably ink the edges. The next step, okay, magnets are covered. Where are the magnets? Well, good thing about magnets, they will find each other. So I find that if I go a couple of inches up off the surface, I have an easier time landing correctly, directly on the closest magnet. So there's one, and that one didn't. Come on, there we go, there's the other one. On the waterfall, I'm gonna lay down a whole bunch of tape. ATG tape is fine for this because we're going to cover it with glue, but I'm not real sure where those magnets are going to land. So I'm going to cover a pretty broad section. And as I'm folding it over, I'm going to make sure that both of these score lines end up at 90-degree angles, as close as we can get to 90-degree angles. And there we go. And now I can glue down this final piece here. And now our waterfall is done, complete with closure. The last thing I'm going to put on this folio is going to be a pocket on the left side. And this is cut to 3.5 by 3.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark 1 inch from either corner, and then I'm going to cut diagonally between the two marks. Sorry, never mind the crazy lady over here. This is the cut I want to make. And there. It's going to trim this corner off. Go. That was what I want that corner to look like. And I want a tag to be able to slide in and out, straight up, straight side, or sideways. So we're only going to glue this on 2 corners or 2 sides. So it's really more of a tuck spot than anything. And then it's going to go right there. And I actually wanted it to go a little bit off the pattern paper there on the inside cover. I had even more fun with my camera and memory cards at this point. I intended to record the making of the embellishments, but that didn't get recorded for whatever reason. So stay tuned for a walkthrough of the embellishments that I did add. I fussy cut this piece here from one of the 4x6 cut-aparts in the pattern paper collection, and this I think was part of, yeah, I think these were 3x6 cut-aparts here. I trimmed that up. And to the tags, I just added some satin ribbon and some baker's twine that I had in my stash. And I also added some Nuvo drops to the little holly leaves and the candy cane here, and a couple little Nuvo drops around the folio here. These Nuvo drops are Ruby Slipper and Emerald City. Of all the folios that I created, this one probably has the best of all the worlds. The glue doesn't take very long to dry, and it holds up really well. Be sure to come back next week when we create a mini album using the Midnight Garden collection from Prima.